Alright, what's up guys? So, pretty simple today. I'm just going to be going over my top 5 summer baits. We're definitely in that summer pattern now. It's what? Yeah, it's mid-July almost. Fish have moved off deep. Here we have Kentucky Lake, so they're out on these ledges, out on these points. Deep water, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet, just crazy deep. Deeper than I'm used to fishing and deeper than I'm comfortable fishing. I am predominantly a shallow water kind of guy. I don't like going deep, but that's where they're at this time of year, so that's just what you have to do. So let's get started. So these are in no particular order. So my first one, probably my least favorite, just because I don't have that much time with it. I haven't thrown it, that much, but that would have to be a drop shot. There's been a ton of really big fish Kentucky Lake on a drop shot. Like I said, I don't have that much time with it. I want to start throwing it more. That's my goal this year, is to start throwing stuff that I'm not as comfortable with throwing. But definitely tie on a drop shot for summertime fishing. We have big worms. These big 8, 10 inch, 12 inch, worms. I never thought about throwing a foot long worm. This is only a 10 inch, but still, I never thought about throwing something this big. These fish are down in these 20, 25 foot depths. They're gonna pass on a smaller meal. If you get a crankbait, or not a crankbait, but a smaller Senko or something like that down there, they're gonna pass on that. They don't want a small meal. They want a big meal. That's where these bigger profile worms, these ribbontails and stuff like that, come into play. They want a big meal. So ribbontail worm, a big 8, 10, 12 inch worm would definitely be number 2 for me. Number 3, pretty simple, jig. I love throwing jigs. I got started, I love flipping and pitching a jig into heavy cover, grass, brush, whatever the case is. I love flipping a jig. I always have a jig tied on, no matter what. Every time I go out, there's a jig tied on one of my rods. These are linear jigs, hand tied. This skirt is not going to come off. It's wire tied. It's just not going to come off. And the amount of colors that you can get from linear jigs is incredible. If you go on their website, they've got like 2 pages of jigs, but that's for another video. Football head jig, definitely be number 3. Slow drag it on the bottom. You'll get down there. I'll get into a little bit heavier sizes. I'll throw a 3/4 or even a 1 ounce jig. You're fishing in deep water, you're gonna have to get the bait down there. So that 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce is gonna get down there and stay down there pretty well. So number 3 for me, football jig. Number 4 would be a gigantic crankbait. These are from 6th Sense Lures. They're the Cloud 25, I believe. Yeah, I think they're the Cloud 25. Giant bill on them. One knockers, when those fish first move off on Kentucky Lake, majority of the time they spawn in May, May time frame. So late May, early June, when they start moving off, you can catch them on these kind of crazy colors. Not necessarily crazy, but just not natural colors. The chartreuse, the blues, the greens, everything like that. You can catch them really easy on that because they haven't seen these in a year. So they're really prompt to snag that, you know, it's a reaction bite, obviously, but they're really prompt to snag just whatever crazy color comes by, because, like I said, they haven't seen it in so long. All right, so like as I was saying, you know, right when those fish move off, you can get away with throwing these crazier chartreuses and blues and greens and whatnot. But as the post-spawn period moves on and the summer goes on, you're gonna have to start throwing more natural colors, like this, because those fish are gonna keen in on these crazy baits and not necessarily want them anymore. Tip I learned from Alex Rudd, so shout out to Alex Rudd. But number 4, definitely a deep diving crankbait. Number 5. So my number 5 is gonna have to be a swim bait or a fluke style bait, something like that. So you can go, this was in a mystery tackle box. You know, nothing special, but you can throw that, or you can even move up to, like a Shadowlicious or something like that. And it even has the ways you can rig it right here. So you can put it on a swim bait head. You can rig it internally with the swim bait head, and then rig it with a weighted hook, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on a 6/0 Gamakatsu weighted hook. This is the color Blue Gizzard. It's a 5.5 inch swim bait. I've never used these, and I am not some swim bait connoisseur. I don't throw them very often, but I want to try because that's what these fish are going to be. Last year I didn't fish at all during the summer, and I regret it. So this year I'm going to fish this deep ledge bite. So this year I'm going to fish that deep ledge bite. Another way you could see, what was the guy's name? He just won at Lake, or was it Kentucky Lake? So the guy I was thinking about was Jason Lambert. Caught 101, I think, in 9 ounces on Kentucky Lake this year for the FLW Tour. He wasn't throwing a flute, but he was throwing, I don't know how you say it, a Castaic or Castaic, whatever, Jerky J on a scrounger head. And you can almost do the same thing with a flute. You know, rig that on a scrounger head. I don't know. There may be somebody that's never seen one, but they come in all different kinds of bills and sizes. This one's heavier, this one's lighter, but this one's got a bigger bill, as you can see. I throw them on a scrounger head. That's how he was fishing that Jerky J. And like I said, he caught 101 pounds. You know, he took a break on day 4, and he was done. As soon as he caught that last fish, he knew it was 100 pounds. You can go back and watch it. The guy just flat out crushed him. You know, I think he had a 25 or something pound lead on Scott Martin. Didn't even make it close. Everybody else was just fishing for second. You know, these Kentucky Lake deep ledge fish, they will bite a swim bait this big and even bigger. You know, they will bite these deep crankbait, or these big deep diving crankbaits. They'll do it. That's the meals that they want, because they're looking for a bigger meal. So yeah, that's my top 5 summer baits. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the stuff that I've talked about, or any suggestions on what you like to throw in the summer that gets them, put them down in the comments. I want to read them. It's just going to make me a better angler. It's going to help other people out. So we appreciate that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.